Greetings. Hello. Santa sure likes his snow globe. It's the only one I have. Maybe I can convince the elves to find more snow globes for Santa. This one plays Here Comes Santa Claus. I think it's about 10 o'clock. Another wonderful day here at the North Pole. Greetings to you. I hope you're well. And if not, I assure you, you're going to get better. Take care of yourself and take care of those around you. Welcome to Santa's studio. Santa broadcasts every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock from the North Pole, his studio that the elves put together for me. I'm here to share Santa's life, your life, read stories, tell Santa tales, true life Santa tales. And today, many of you wrote into Santa and said, Santa, I'm new. I don't remember your other videos, your other broadcasts. Well, I'll remind you that you can go to Santa's YouTube channel called Santa Jeff Claus. Jeffclaus. Santa Jeff Claus on YouTube, and you can look at all of the past broadcasts that we've had. You can actually also see Santa reading Christmas stories. That's a new thing that Santa started a few weeks ago, and I'll be continuing in weeks ahead. All kinds of stories. Welcome to you. I'm glad you could join Santa. It's getting colder and colder. I don't know where you are, but maybe it's colder where you are as well. But there are parts of the world where it's still very, very warm. Here at the workshop, we're very busy. It's just a few weeks before that special night where I travel around the world delivering gifts to boys and girls. It's such a joyous night. Santa loves that night especially. And so we're busy here at the workshop making final preparations of gifts, all kinds of gifts. We get requests, and sometimes Santa just has to decide what someone's going to get. If you remember last week, one of the stories Santa read was about a little boy who could not read very well. But Santa somehow asked him along, and as they traveled in the sleigh, the little boy began to sound out names and the gifts that each child was going to receive. And by the end of their journey that night, the child could read. Let's get started. Birthdays for today. I have to start with a very special birthday. Santa's very own daughter, Lauren. She is the princess of the forests, the rivers, and the oceans of the world. And she does a wonderful job caring for all of those valuable creations. She's also the princess in charge of all the creatures. The bears and the foxes and the birds and the whales and all of the wonderful creatures of nature around the world. Oh, a wonderful birthday to Santa's very own daughter, Princess Lauren. I'd also like to wish Christine is 5 years old today. Hello, Christine. Glad you're with us. Isaac is 9. Jenny is 30 years old. You don't have to be a child to believe in Santa. One day I'll tell you the story about how Jenny and I met. And I met with her children. And then one year I met with her dad, who had just lost his lovely wife. And so special memories fill our hearts. Well, I'd also like to thank Santa got a present. Can you see that? I got 2 glasses, just the right size, from a believer, Linda. Linda sent me 2 glasses, and they arrived here in wonderful condition. They weren't even broken, even though they're glass. Thank you for joining us. Hello, Kayla and Kristen. Today, I'm going to share Santa's tale. And many of you wrote in and said, Santa, I'm kind of new. I don't remember your broadcasts from a while back. And can you please show us some of your special magical gear that you use when you are Santa? And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to share 4 or 5 items today in just a few moments after Santa's tale. Items that you might be interested in knowing about. After today's broadcast, I have a special treat. Not for you, but for me. Santa travels around the world, and today I get to be in a parade. You know about parades. Santa gets to ride on a special fire truck, waving hello and ho-hoing to gathered people along the sidewalks who are there to visit and wave to Santa. I look forward to that. If you're in the area of where is today's parade? It's near Los Angeles International Airport in a town called Hawthorne and a neighborhood called Del Air. And so I'll be there starting at 4 o'clock. I think we're going to be driving up and down every street in that community. Del Air and the west part of Hawthorne. I look forward to it. It's always fun to see everybody as I travel around the world. Thanks for joining us. Are you ready to see some of Santa's special gear? Did you know that Santa is pretty big? I'm almost as tall as your ceiling is high. And because of that, Santa has some big things. We're going to start with the boots I wear only when I make special appearances around the world. And that includes when I fly the sleigh with Rudolph leading the way. Can you see these boots? A special belt buckle. Look at them. A big heel. They're rubberized so that I don't fall on the snow. Look at the beautiful white fur. Why do I have that? It keeps Santa warm, and his feet are toasty when we're flying and flying and flying. Do you see that zipper right there? That zipper allows Santa to open up his boot to get his big, giant size 15 feet into the boot. Look at that. Lovely leather. And a beautiful, big set of boots. Santa needs special boots. I'll put that aside for now. Would you like to see something else? There's a story that I have that's very short, but I was surprised last year when a little girl, she was 12 years old. I think her name was Rebecca. She came up into where Santa was visiting, and she said, "Santa, I don't need anything." "What do you mean?" I said. She says, "I have everything I need. I have a bed and I have food. I'm in good health. I get to go to school. I have friends. I have toys and books. And you brought me my violin last year." And so Rebecca said, "All I want is a piece of coal." Well, that surprised Santa. It did. Because I've never had a child ask for a piece of coal. You see, maybe you know the story. For the children and adults who have not been very nice and are not on Santa's nice list, they haven't been very caring or loving or helpful. They've been mostly takers, not givers. You know, a lot of Santa's stories have to do with adults and children who are givers and who are kind. Rebecca wanted to have a piece of coal. I said, "Rebecca," I said, "coal is only for those children who are nothing like you. You are on Santa's nice list." She said, "Please, Santa, can I at least see a piece of coal?" And so Santa gave her one of these. Can you see it? I'll turn it around. It's not plastic. It's real hard coal that came out of the deep, deep parts of the earth. This is what Santa gives to children and adults who are on Santa's naughty list. And so Rebecca got a piece of coal. I said, but I'm still going to visit you. Yes, I am, because you're on Santa's nice list, and I'm going to bring you a special present. Oh, I was just handed a note. Here are 2 more birthdays. I'm sorry, I forgot. I have them right here in front of me. We were talking about birthdays earlier. I want you to look at this young lady. Can you see her? Sitting with Santa on his giant, wonderful throne. That is Bubbly. She is one of Santa's very special elves. That's a funny name, Bubbly, but I allow every single elf to name themselves, to give themselves a name. And Bubbly is exactly that. She is charming and loving, and she just is always bubbly. And now this. This is Tinsel. Do you see Tinsel? Look how she's wonderfully dressed in her elf costume. She is Santa's #1 elf helper. She's wonderful. She's very kind and loving, just like Bubbly. And they take good care of Santa. They escort me here and there. And they are just wonderful, wonderful elves. Are you ready for one more object? Santa, as you know, is a big, big guy. And so you see that I have this wonderful big Santa suit. Do you see? And my Santa hat. Well, to hold up Santa's suit, I need a big belt. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but we're going to start with, can you see this? Let's see. Oh, look. It's Santa's big, look how big it is compared to my hand. Santa's big gold buckle. And it says, Santa. So if Santa ever gets lost and someone finds me, they'll know who I am. Look at this. I'm going to show you the belt. It's big. Look how thick the leather is. It goes forever and ever. Can you see it? Oh, goodness gracious. It's almost as long as a big giant snake. Look at it. Oh, goodness gracious. It goes forever. And it has a very strong buckle. And Santa needs that big giant belt to go around his big giant body. Yes, that's Santa. A big giant belt, a big giant set of boots, a little bit of coal, and the last item that I'll share with you today is something that's very, very wonderful. It's a big help to Santa. Do you see who this is? Do you see the red nose? That is Rudolph. And I hope I don't break anything. But can you see this? I'm going to move it this way. I'm going to turn it around. Oh, I don't want to break anything. Oh. It's a big walking stick. It says, ho, ho, ho. And over here it says Santa. And this is the leather handle with the wonderful brass tacks. And there you have Rudolph, 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 and Rudolph. Why do I have 4 Rudolphs on my big giant walking stick? Do you see how long it is? Look at it. It's going forever and forever. Look at it. Oh, I'm going to swing it. It has a rubber tip. Here it comes. Here it comes. It's over 6 feet tall. Why does Santa need a walking stick? The actual name for it is Santa's Sceptre. Sceptre. Santa's Sceptre. Who leads and guides Santa's sleigh? Do you know? Of course you do. Santa's sleigh is guided by Rudolph and his red nose. And that's why I have Rudolph on my scepter, because when I fly around the world on Christmas, led by Rudolph, sometimes we run into problems. Weather, clouds, snow, rain, fog, and sometimes Rudolph can get a little bit lost. And that's why when Rudolph says that he needs help, Santa shakes his magic scepter and the computer inside my magic scepter gets us back on the right path to flying around the world so that we can visit all of the boys and girls and adults. And this also helps Santa walk. When I'm on icy conditions or snowy conditions, sometimes Santa needs to hold on so he doesn't fall. This magic scepter is made out of solid wood and is a very, very special and important part of Santa being able to travel around the world. I'm going to put it back where it lives. Please stay there. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. You can watch. Can you see Santa? There's the stick. There's the scepter. And it goes back here. It goes back here in the corner behind Santa. Right next to, can you see it right there? Right there. There's where it lives. Right there in the corner. We're having a good time. Santa sure enjoys visiting with you. The last item that I'm going to share with you today, children who visit Santa sometimes ask me a question, just like you have asked me many questions. And that question is, Santa, I don't have a chimney. How will you come into my home and visit me? I've actually had children cry when they're worried that I won't be able to come down a chimney that they don't have. And so I assure them that I will keep visiting them and be able to get into their home. But how, they say, how? Well, Santa has these. These are keys. Do you see them? One says SC and the other says Santa. And I keep them right, I'll show you, right on my wrist, just like that. Do you see the keys? So that when I come to a home that doesn't have a chimney, I can use a magic key to get inside and deliver gifts. Isn't that wonderful? Well, those are some of Santa's special magic items that he uses when he's Santa Claus. What did we learn about? We saw Santa's keys that allows him to get into homes without chimneys. Maybe one of those is your home. Santa's big giant belt with his gold buckle. It's a big belt buckle. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hold it in front of my face. Do you see how large it is? And how shiny and golden it is? We learned about Santa's big giant gold belt buckle and the belt that goes around big Santa's tummy. We learned about Santa's scepter and that it has Rudolph on all four sides of the scepter to help get Rudolph on the right flight path in case we run into bad weather. We learned about something that many of you don't get, a lump of coal, because Rebecca asked for a lump of coal, even though she was on the nice list. And the last thing we saw today, do you want to look how big this is? Look at it. It's huge. Santa's special boots that keep his feet warm as he flies the sleigh around the world. We learned about Lauren, princess of the forests, seas, and rivers. Santa's own daughter. Did you know Santa had a daughter? Yes, she does a wonderful job, and she's very, very beautiful. And we learned about Tinsel and Bubbly, two of Santa's wonderful elves. Today's Santa tale, although I've told you lots of tales, haven't I today? Today's Santa tale comes from several years ago. Many of you have written to Santa and said, Santa, you may read us stories. If you have time, I do that, and I have them on my YouTube channel. But what about any special stories that you have from your visits around the world? Some of you have written and said, you're surprised that so many of these stories come from grown-ups. We've had all kinds, haven't we? A couple of weeks ago, we had the two high school girls trying to figure out which college to go to, and we've had so very many stories. But today's story comes from a time several years ago when I met with two ladies. They came to visit Santa when I was at a place that sells flowers. And they came up and they said, Santa, can we take a picture? And we took a picture. One stood here and another stood here. And they said, Santa, we don't want to sit on your knee. Well, we do want to sit on your knee, but we're afraid that we'll break it. You see, these ladies were what they considered to be kind of large. They weren't tall, but they were big, like Santa's belt and his boots and his belt buckle. And Santa never, when he visits with people, Santa never sees what your size is or what your age is. I don't see the color of your skin, your culture. To me, Santa sees people who are all people, all wonderful human beings. These ladies, we took a picture. And then they came back the very next year to the same place. And they said, Santa, you probably don't remember us. I said, but I do. You are Emily and Barbara. You're florists. You put together beautiful flower arrangements and you make people happy. And that's why you're on Santa's nice list. They said, Santa, can we take another picture? I said, of course. We took another picture or two and they said, Santa, we had to come back and see you. Because last year when we saw you, we took a picture. And we got home and we looked at that picture and we were very upset. I'm sorry, I didn't know I upset you. They said, no, not you, Santa. We were upset that we were very large. They saw themselves as being weighing too much, let's say. I said, oh. So we started losing weight. They lost 100 pounds each. I was shocked. I was indeed. I still recognize them because, again, Santa doesn't see weight or color or shape or size or tall or little or male or female. And you know what? Every single year, they have returned to visit Santa and to take another photo. Santa is privileged and honored to be able to visit with people over and over again. Well, I might tell you one more story. Do you want another story? Thank you, by the way, to Emily and Barbara. I hope you're watching Santa, because knowing you and you coming to visit Santa every year is very, very special. Keep bringing joy to people's lives in the way you love people and put together wonderful flowers. The last story for Santa's Tales today has to do with a little child who only wanted to come to Santa to hug. He didn't even want to ask Santa for a present. His mother was surprised and said, He never really likes to hug that much. But this little child just came right up to Santa and hugged Santa, probably for 5 minutes. After he was done hugging, I gave him a candy cane. He came back and hugged Santa one more time. And he left with his mommy. And as they walked down the little pathway, he kept on turning to Santa and waving and waving. And then he turned away, but then he stopped and turned around to see if Santa was still watching him. Yes, I was. It's special times like that Santa really, really enjoys. We've had a very, very busy visit, haven't we? You learned about lots of Santa's magic gear. You've heard a couple of Santa's wonderful tales. You learned about some birthdays, about a parade that Santa right now is going to leave to be in. And so as Santa says farewell for today, I would remind you that you can go to Santa's YouTube channel, Santa Jeff Claus, no E on the end. That was a movie of some sort. Santa Jeff Claus with no E, and you'll be able to watch all of Santa's visits and broadcasts that we've done here, stories that Santa has read. You can enjoy those again anytime you want on Santa's YouTube channel, Santa Jeff Claus. Please return next week, next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock Pacific time, when Santa will have another wonderful broadcast and will share lots of wonderful things to you. So for now, I would wish you the very, very best. Continue to be nice, not naughty. Use words with people that help and don't hurt. Be kind and loving and helpful. Take care of your parents. Take care of your friends. Take care of yourself too. Pat yourself on the back. Know that you are special in so many ways. And so, know that Santa loves you. Until next week, have a wonderful week as you prepare for Christmas, and to our Jewish friends, Happy Hanukkah, as you light the candles of light and exchange gifts. Each and every one of us is special, you especially. Farewell for now.